How a failed scholar started the deadliest civil war in history. Imagine failing a standardized test so badly that your mental breakdown results in the deaths of 20 million people. It sounds like dark fiction, but it is the terrifying reality of mid-19th century China. The Qing dynasty is rotting from the inside out. Corrupt imperial officials hoard immense wealth, completely ignoring the millions of peasants starving to death in the famine-struck countryside. The British Empire has just humiliated China in the Opium Wars, flooding the streets with addictive narcotics and shattering the myth of the emperor's divine invincibility. The country is a powder keg soaking in gasoline, waiting for a single spark. That spark comes from a man named Hong Xiuquan. Hong is a desperately ambitious village schoolteacher who travels to the provincial capital to take the grueling imperial civil service examinations. These brutal tests are the only way for a peasant to escape poverty and enter the wealthy ruling class. He fails the exam. He studies agonizingly for years and takes the test again. He fails again. After his fourth devastating failure, Hong's mind completely shatters. He collapses into a delirious, feverish coma that lasts for days. When he finally wakes up, he doesn't just decide to change careers. He claims he has experienced a divine apocalyptic vision. After reading a translated pamphlet handed to him by an American missionary, Hong suddenly announces to his starving village that he is the literal, biological younger brother of Jesus Christ. He declares that God has personally commanded him to cleanse China of the demon Qing emperor and establish a utopian, heavenly kingdom on earth. In any stable society, a man claiming to be the brother of Jesus would be dismissed as a madman. But in the starving, desperate, heavily taxed villages of southern China, Hong's message is intensely intoxicating. He preaches total equality among the lower classes. He promises to abolish the corrupt landlords and redistribute all wealth equally among the peasants. He aggressively bans the devastating British opium trade. To a population that has nothing left to lose, Hong isn't a madman. He is a literal savior. He forms a radical, highly militarized religious cult known as the God-worshipping society. What starts as a few hundred desperate farmers quickly mutates into a terrifying, highly disciplined fanatic army of thousands. They forge their own weapons, melting down farming tools to create deadly iron swords and spears. They grow out their hair, fiercely refusing to wear the traditional Manchurian Q hairstyle mandated by the emperor. Because of this, the imperial forces brand them with the terrifying nickname the Longhairs. The Qing emperor, sitting comfortably in the opulent Forbidden City, initially dismisses them as a minor, irrelevant peasant riot. This is a fatal, empire-shattering miscalculation. Hong's fanatic army erupts out of the southern mountains with apocalyptic fury. They don't just fight. They launch a ruthless, unstoppable holy crusade. They sweep violently through the provinces, slaughtering corrupt imperial officials in the streets. They burn bureaucratic tax records to ash and capture massive imperial armories. Their numbers swell into the hundreds of thousands as entire starving cities throw open their massive wooden gates to join the Holy War. In 1853, Hong's army achieves the absolute impossible. They besiege and conquer the massive, ancient, heavily fortified city of Nanjing. They ruthlessly slaughter the entire imperial garrison defending the walls. Hong renames the conquered city the Heavenly Capital. He sits upon a newly forged golden throne as the absolute ruler of a terrifying new theocratic state. But utopias built entirely on blood always collapse from within. Once in supreme power, the brother of Jesus completely abandons his promises of equality. Hong locks himself deep inside a lavish palace with a massive harem of concubines. He descends into total paranoia and madness, completely isolating himself from the war outside. While he hides, his top generals violently purge each other in the cobblestone streets during paranoid power struggles. Meanwhile, the Qing Empire finally mobilizes its massive modernized armies to strike back. Backed heavily by British and French artillery, the imperial forces march to exterminate the rebellion once and for all. What follows is a human meat grinder of unprecedented scale. The Taiping Rebellion devolves into a total war of absolute annihilation. Imperial armies and rebel fanatics engage in merciless scorched earth campaigns. They burn thousands of miles of fertile farmland, causing intentional famines that wipe out entire provinces. Rivers run entirely red with blood, choked with the bodies of the fallen. The fighting is so intensely brutal that over 20 million human beings are slaughtered. To put that in perspective, this civil war causes more casualties than the entirety of World War I. The rebellion is eventually crushed, the ancient walls of Nanjing shattered by heavy cannons. Hong Xiuquan is found dead in his besieged palace, having consumed poisonous weeds as the city starved. But the damage to the nation is completely irreversible. A single failed scholar, armed with a fever dream and a desperate population, permanently broke the spine of the Chinese Empire. History quietly buries this horrific truth, proving that the most dangerous weapon on earth is a starving man looking for a miracle.